I spend a lot of my time on my job is about customer service and extolling the virtues of what great customer service really looks like. And in the last few years, I've got an NHS dentist, and I've been going to that NHS dentist, but I would say in probably the last 10 years, I've had as many dentists, and there's an inconsistency around the service and sometimes the level of skill. But when I was with my current NHS dentist, I was wanting to get some work done, and he actually recommended the Scottish Centre for Excellence in Dentistry. And when I came here, I was like, wow, really stunned. Haven't had the experiences I've had over the number of years. Instantly, the practice stood out for me. One, just how it looked. There was a sense of real professionalism. There was a way in which I was handled, which was really carefully, really sensitively. And Scott himself is phenomenal. One of the things that really stood out for me is his bedside manner. I've been with dentists who are akin to serial killer, and suddenly you get with somebody who really understands the patient and seems to put my concerns and what I wanted to spend right at the centre of what he was doing. And one thing that really stood out for me was, he asked me, I had a gap in my tooth and I originally came here for an implant. And Scott said to me, so tell me how that happened. So I was telling him that, and we had a great conversation. But when I got my letter back from Scott around my first visit, I was absolutely stunned to see he'd remembered the story and recounted that in the letter that come back to me. That said, he'd listened and that had never happened to me before. But I did notice when he was doing things like looking at my jaw and looking at my alignment, I'd never had an examination like that before, and I just thought, you know what? I think I'm in a really safe pair of hands with this guy. When you come in, you look at it and you go, wow, there's clearly been money spent on it, and these guys know what they're doing. But it's almost like that act global and think local. These guys are really personal in their service towards you. I felt when I was with Scott that for me, I was the only person he had to see that day. So I didn't feel like I was on a short appointment. I didn't feel like I was getting rushed. I felt like the right amount of time to address any concerns or any questions I had was being taken by Scott. And over and above that, he just puts you really at your ease. And when I was thinking about what I was about to go through, I just thought, you know what, I feel really comfortable with him and everyone else around. So even things like the practice nurses and the guys on reception, they just make your journey really comfortable. What people do is they do look and go, oh, I've never noticed you've got really nice teeth, but not one person has said to me, I see you've had your teeth done. And that for me is a real compliment to the craftsmanship of Scott and everything that he did with me. So what I had done was, he did that implant for me, but he also looked at some of the other things that we could do, and he had a great coordination with my NHS dentist, so they would talk, they would correspond, and between them they agreed a great treatment plan. So in terms of budget, you know, Scott was really good about that and saying, you look, there's stuff that he can do. I know that dentist, so I really trust the work that he'll put for you. And they agreed the treatment plan between them. For me, I just thought that was phenomenal. I had an implant, I didn't feel any pain, I wasn't any discomfort, I didn't really take any time out of work, and I was really surprised by it. It just feels odd for probably 4 or 5 days while you feel the kind of bottom end of the implant is like a little screw that they put in to hold it there ready for the tooth to go in. But I would say after a week, I was just like, wow, I wouldn't even think I've had an implant in. And that's the hard work done. After that, it's just about getting the tooth when your gums settle down. So it takes about 3 or 4 months for your gums to really settle down because they want everything really solid and back to normal and all the inflammation down. And then when the tooth goes in, you're just like, wow, it was easy. So what I would say to somebody who is anxious, don't be. These guys will really look after you. You know, they will help you avoid any pain, and they will guide you through the whole process really, really well.